Hello guys, this is module 1C. We are going to understand physical quantities and scalar and vector. Now look here. When it comes to the physical quantity, what we need to understand when we define physical quantity, there are certain quantities in physics which we can actually measure, which are called as physical quantity. In case if you people are wondering that what exactly are the quantities which we cannot measure, are things which is like human emotions. Like after the paper, if you're sad, if you're happy, we can never measure that particular emotion. So human emotions are usually the quantities which cannot be measured. So when it comes to physical quantity, which are the quantity which we can measure? Yes, we can measure length. So we know that we have a scale, we can measure different lengths. We can measure distance, definitely by using a scale or a measurement tape. We can measure distance between the 2 points. At the same time, we can measure time. We have watches and we can see that in how much time we complete a certain lap. We also can measure the speed of an object by simply knowing that how much distance it has covered in a certain period of a time. So these are the quantities which we say physical quantity, because all this quantity can be measured. And the quantity which cannot be measured, like human emotions, cannot be called as physical quantity, because those quantity cannot be measured by any particular instrument. Now when it comes to the scalar and vector quantity, we need to understand a very basic difference between the two quantities, because scalar are the quantity which are only having a magnitude, and vector are the quantity which are having both the things, magnitude and direction. So if we define the very first point over here, the scalar only requires the magnitude, but in case of vectors we always have to mention that with magnitude what exactly is the direction of that physical quantity is. The second point is the scalar quantity can only be positive, and as we know that in vectors the plus and minus indicate the direction, so it is very important that here a quantity can be positive and negative, which simply indicate a direction, whether it is going on positive x-axis or negative x-axis, positive y-axis or negative y-axis. So that is the reason a vector quantity can be positive and negative. If I have to give you an example of a scalar quantity, we simply say that speed and distance are two examples of scalar quantity. Yes, there are many, but these are the two which you need to remember according to the chapter motion. And on the other side, if you see the speed, the vector quantity of it is called as velocity. So velocity is something which is not only the magnitude, but you also have to mention that the object is moving in the north direction or object is moving in the south direction, because velocity is a quantity which is vector. Displacement is also a vector quantity, so we have to mention the direction over here also. So this is the basic difference between scalar and vector quantity. Thank you.